Good morning. My name is Bishop Tonyia Rawls, and I am founder and executive director of the Freedom Center for Social Justice, located in Charlotte, North Carolina, and also pastor of Sacred Souls United Church of Christ. I am so grateful to have an opportunity to be here with you this morning to talk about social justice and the ways that inequities can show up in our community. One of the things that I have learned as I think about reflections in reference to my life in Charlotte and also some of the national work that I do around culture shifts is how important it is for us to think about invisible lines that are also often there, these fault lines that are present in ways that we sometimes are impacted and don't even realize we're being impacted. It becomes so vital that we start with the self, that any kind of actual change that is to happen, it's going to happen as we begin looking at our own selves, at our own biases, at our own challenges. And a lot of that is framed by our history, how we grew up, where we grew up, what were the lessons that we learned, but also something a little less obvious, and that is those things that we get rewarded for and things that we also get punished for. I'm often asked, well, I get it, Bishop Rawls. I'm ready to start work. I'm ready to move. I see these injustices. I see the challenges that are within our community. How do I even get started? And what kind of skills do I need in order to help in ways that I'm not getting in the way or impeding progress, but I'm actually a part of the solution? I always encourage people to just start right where you are. Sometimes it's about starting right at your dinner table. In other instances, it's about broadening that conversation, because many of you who will watch this video are individuals who are leaders, who are leading sometimes 10 people and in other instances, thousands of people. What I always encourage people to do is use that which you are most familiar with as your starting point. Own the fact that there is personal work that you also may need to do so that you can have an opportunity to see what are the internal things that I may have that even when I get skills may not allow those skills to be used most effectively. Lastly, I will say, just think about what you would want for your own family. Would you want your own family to be safe? Would you want your own family to have free and access to the things that help them live the best, strongest life? At the end of the day, other skills are strong communication skills. And when I say communication skills, I'm not saying that you have to have every verb and adjective lining up with one another. What I'm saying is, are you able to just start a conversation? Sometimes as simple as a cup of coffee. In other instances, at a conference that you're hosting. The bottom line is, it begins with relationship. People often wonder, how have you been able to make such progress, Bishop Rawls, in these complicated relationships with the civil rights community and the LGBTQ community, or black folk and white folk? And what I say is, we build relationships. I am often asked, where do I find hope? Where do I find courage to do this culture shift work that I've been engaged in for 20 years now? And what I often say is that I stay amazed. I stay amazed by community. I stay amazed by our possibilities. And among those things are the things I've learned as I work at intersections that some would view the most difficult, where actually I have found the greatest progress when I'm going to those who are often least like me and least like those that I serve. Does it take courage? A little. But what happens when we come together and when we talk about the needs that exist in our community, when we can find common ground, I have actually found that it is those that are seemingly farthest away from me that we can do the most amazing work. So what I know is the work that CBI is doing is worth us all investing in. And the things that we have an opportunity to learn, let us learn by stretching out and looking at what is working and glean from those spaces. I want to thank you so much for this opportunity to talk to you and to share just a few of the learnings I've had over these years of working on culture shift. We can do this, Charlotte, and I'm excited to be a part of that solution.